Police running all in and out the building. What the hell is going on?
Jack Bech. Is he a burner or is he on the back burner? What's good? What's good? What's good, YouTube? What's good? Raider Nation. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are here. Man, I'm excited to get with y'all, to be with y'all on today. You know what I'm saying? I know. Yeah, I'll leave that for later, man. Hey, we in the building. Make sure you guys hitting that like button and subscribe button as we get in it together for each and every one of y'all on today in regards to this YouTube thing. You know what I'm saying? We are here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 500 subscribers. And it's completely free to do. All you got to do is subscribe. Go ahead and join the best chat that YouTube has to offer, and that is the congregation. So shout out to everybody in the congregation. Y'all know what it is. Go ahead and hit that like button. Why? Because I like you. All right, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. Do that and hit that like button. All right. Hey, also share this out. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and share this out. Put this on your Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. You know, because again, this is Raider Twuan coming to you with the Raider Gospel on this great team we call the Las Vegas Raiders. So definitely be a part of the congregation and hit that subscribe button as we go along and hit that like button. Okay. You know, hey, look, I'm going to talk about, I ain't going to talk too long, but I'm going to talk about Jack Bech. You know what I'm saying? Got to talk about Jack Bech, talk about the new wide receiver that we got, you know what I'm saying, a draft. I don't got all the slides and all the homework for y'all. This is all straight off the dome and just, you know, how I'm feeling about Jack Bech and how things are going for him. There's some things, you know, and you got, you know, I guess, of course, I got to talk about Jack Bech, but I'm also going to be talking about the other wide receivers that are in the room for the Las Vegas Raiders. So you do not want to miss that information. Just go ahead and listen to this, get it going wherever you may be. You know what I'm saying? You may be on your laptop, you may be on your phone, you may be, you know what I'm saying? Got this going on in your car, wherever it may be. We're going to be here, and I'm going to be here as I'm trying to get some things together on the back end for this topic. You know, the question is, you know, is Jack Bech getting the hype? I'm going to paraphrase it, you know what I'm saying, because I said it a few different ways. But is Jack Bech getting, you know what I'm saying, is he getting all the hype that he deserves? Is he not getting any hype? You know what I'm saying? These are all things that I'm asking you guys. And of course, I want to see your Raider Gospel down in the comment section, of what I'm asking. But, is Jack Bech getting the hype? Is he not getting the hype? Does he deserve hype? And how do you guys personally feel about Jack Bech in regards to where he should be placed on this roster? Okay? And I'm going to answer those questions. I'm going to answer those questions as we go along. And of course, later I'll give you guys like the full, this is what I feel. This is what I really, really think about the situation. And we'll go about it like that. Billy Davis is in the building. Good to see you. Shout out to you as we go along. Hey, I see you. You said you going in to work. Yeah, hey, go ahead and go. Hey, like I say all the time, and I really do mean it. You know what I'm saying? Get that money while there's money to be made. All right? Hey, get that money while there's money to be made. Not everybody's able, you know what I'm saying, to do that. So go ahead and do that, man. All right. Hope you can listen at your job. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, get the ear pod or earbud, you know what I'm saying, whatever, and get that going. Because definitely, you can always comment later or now. Of course, I'm going to be reading those regardless. So, yeah. Jack Bech, man. Let me say this first. I'm a fan of Jack Bech. And I'm also, along with that, because I got to give respect where respect is due. When I was looking at our roster before the draft and knew that wide receiver was definitely a spot of concern, something that we need to address, something that we need to fill out, something we need to, definitely take a look at, because along with all the talent that I saw at running back, I also saw a lot of good talent there at wide receiver. And it's interesting to say, I didn't say, some people might be like, oh, yeah, you didn't call that out. I didn't call out Jack Bech's name at wide receiver, but he was one of those guys that I did look at and was like, okay, well, I think he's a guy that I like what he brings to the table. I like what he has. I like his talent and his capabilities that it could possibly be a reason why we are, bringing him in. Also, guys that I not look up to, but guys that I value in regards to player personnel and talent, and actually is one of the guys that has taken over for guys like Mike Mayock. We know Mike Mayock has been known for many a years as a guy during the draft that, hey, what is Mike Mayock thinking about this guy? Or what is Mike Mayock is looking at in certain positions, right? Mike Mayock has passed this torch to this guy. And this guy is Daniel Jeremiah. And, I've liked Daniel Jeremiah even before, Mike Mayock, but now it seems like Mike Mayock, like I said, has passed the torch to Daniel Jeremiah, and Daniel Jeremiah was very high on Jack Bech. As one of those guys, not necessarily being that, not like Ted McMillan or, one of those top wide receivers of the draft, but one of those guys that will surprise people, or that is a talent in the later later drafting rounds, not in the first round, but he could fall in the first round, but in the later round, he's that guy. And I saw the same in Jack Bech. I saw some of the things that Daniel Jeremiah was talking about in regards to Jack Bech, where for me, a wide receiver, they have to have some certain things. And, of course, everybody's in love with size. There's a lot of people that are in love with the speed. But for me, one of the biggest things that sticks out to me in regards to wide receivers is, can you get open? Can you get open? And Jack Bech is one of those guys. When you pop on the tape, you notice that he's always getting open. And, it kind of reminds me of, and that's why I think that's along with the stigma of Jack Bech. And I think that's where a lot of people, are falling in. I believe is falling into the trap because he's similar to, Jacoby Myers in that. Where Jacoby Myers, is a value wide receiver with the Las Vegas Raiders, and he's always getting open. And I see that same thing with Jack Bech. And not only that, is funny, it's very ironic that, we talk about the sure hands of Jacoby Myers, see? Jacoby Myers, but I'm also talking about the sure hands of Jack Bech. And he has the stats to prove that. So, there is some traps, but there's also some truths in Jack Bech and Jacoby Myers. And Daniel Jeremiah was very high on Jack Bech. When I popped in the tape and started looking at him, I liked what I saw and was like, hey, if we can get him, yeah, bring him over. And there was also another wide receiver that we brought in that I did put on tape that I was excited about, another wide receiver that I knew we needed, style of wide receiver that we needed, and that's Thornton Jr. And with Thornton Jr., the hype with him is, of course, his size, but also his speed. Okay? And I think right now, reports have been enthralled with, Dont'e Thornton and his size and his speed and how well he can be at the wide receiver position and the hopes and dreams of what this guy can be for the Las Vegas Raiders. Throughout camp, we've heard reports of the beat writers that are out there, that are watching, and they talk about Dont'e Thornton. And I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with Dont'e Thornton as to why he's not worthy of getting the press, of getting the hype, and all of that. Of course, we want all of the guys that we bring in to have positive reviews, right? But my thing is, and I've said this before, I don't believe Dont'e Thornton is completely ready to be that starting wide receiver for us. And I know that may not be the positive thing, but I have to give you my Raider gospel on this situation. I don't believe Dante Thornton is a hang your hat on starter at wide receiver for us. Can we use him for his talent, his abilities, and speed? Of course. Is there plays that we could use him and you know, it will benefit us? Of course. But I don't believe that Dante Thornton is all the way ready. Whereas I believe Jack Bech is. And here's why. Dante Thornton still has some things to work out. And even in the early parts of the draft, you know, I said this about Dante Thornton and Jack Bech. I said Dante Thornton has some things to work out, and Jack Bech is rip him out the plastic, and he's ready to go. And if you have been following the Raiders in training camp, you've been seeing and hearing those things in regards to those two wide receivers. Okay? Dante Thornton, yeah, he can stretch the field. Yeah, he presents a deep threat, and that's valuable. But you have a Jack Bech who, again, always seems to get open, can run every single route in the route tree, and is also a physical wide receiver in regards to yards after the catch. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I see you guys in here. Go ahead and say something in the comment section. Say what's good. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? We'd love to hear from you. And let me know what you guys think about what I'm talking about in regards to Jack Bech and our wide receivers with the Las Vegas Raiders. But I think, again, with Jack Bech, he's ready to go. And honestly, my personal opinion in regards to Jack Bech is that I think Jack Bech is our starter. I think he serves a threat being a starter on this roster. It becomes a threat when you have Jacoby Myers that can run the entire route tree, along with someone on the other side in Tragedy Turn Triumph. Good to see you. Along with Jack Bech that can run every route in the route tree. And the guy that I would use in the slot is Trey Tucker. And that could be a whole live in itself. But I believe that we would be doing a disservice to this offense if Jack Bech is not on the opposite side of Jacoby Myers. Mind you, listen to me now. I didn't say anything about slot in regards to Jacoby Myers or Jack Bech. Even though they both can play the slot, and actually I believe most of the guys that we have have some experience with playing in the slot. I'm picturing Jakobi Meyers on the outside along with Jack Bech, running every single route and getting open for Geno Smith. I think that's what benefits our offense. Okay? I think that's important. If you can cause confusion to your defense because you have wide receivers on your offense where they don't know what's going on. You line up Jakobi Meyers and Jack Bech on the outside. Those corners don't know what routes are going to be ran. On the other side, I guarantee you that if Dante Thornton was on the outside, they would know that he's either running one or two routes. And that helps the defense. And I might be the only one, on the soapbox. Okay? I may be the only one, preaching this gospel. But I think Dante Thornton can be used, but Jack Bech, he's that guy. He's that guy. Now, whether he's, and that's why I said burner or back burner. Burner meaning, not necessarily speed, but I'm talking about burner and he's cooking, let him cook. Put him in the starting role. Let him be a focal piece. Not the piece, but a focal piece to this offense. I think that's what they need to do. I don't think Jack Bech needs to be put on the back burner. I don't believe Jack Bech needs to be stashed behind Jakobi Meyers. He needs to be alongside Jakobi Meyers. And I think, like I said, we're doing a disservice to our offense if Jack Bech is not being used. And don't fall, and this is my Raider gospel, don't fall for the Dante Thornton hype. Yes, he has speed. Yes, he has size. And like I said, he has things to work on. You know what? One thing he needs to work on? He needs to work on his releases. He needs to work on his releases. And you know what? And I'm not the only one that's saying that. The beat writers at camp are saying it. And here's where they're saying it. Reports have came out that Dante Thornton is not doing well in one-on-ones. And what does that mean? No tragedy turn triumph. I'm talking about a starter in the regular season. Okay. Here's where the reports have said that Dante Thornton needs to work on his releases. And that's and again, this is where I'm getting my assessment. When they're saying he's not doing good on one-on-ones, the one-on-ones are drills and teaching points for a wide receiver to work on his releases into his routes. And if you know wide receiving, you know that it's really not about your route. About the most important thing about your route. The most important thing is your release. Getting off the line. Because if you can't get off the line, if the cornerback is because they get that 5 minutes, not 5 minutes, but the 5 yards of, before they can't, touch you anymore. But if that corner can press you to where you can't even get out your route, then you're done. And a lot of wide receivers coming out of college think they had it all together because their corners never really pressed them and they never worked on their press release. Okay? There's levels to a reception. It's how you get off the line, how you break that press. Then you're able to run your route. Leverage. Are you running inside to set up an outside route? Are you going outside, then breaking him inside? Those are all things that you have to factor in at wide receiver and your approach on attacking these corners. And if you can't get that down, then you're going to struggle overall. So, yeah, some people may be like, oh, he's struggling in one-on-ones, but in team, oh, he's getting open down the field. Yeah. That's happening. Because, of course, if you're 6'5" and you're, running a 4-3, after Geno's looked at his first route, he looked at his second route, and now he's looking at the deep route, and yeah, you beat him down. Yeah, it looks like you won. But that does not breed success on third and short, and I need your specific route to succeed. And that's where we could possibly find some troubles with Dante Thornton. He's not beating anybody in one-on-ones. They're jamming him at the line, and he's having troubles. So until he works on that, and until he perfects that, these veteran corners are going to do exactly the same thing. Oh, I'm just going to jam him at the line. Jam him at the line, disrupt his route, and also disrupt his timing with the quarterback. And that's where the struggle is going to be with Dante Thornton. And the reality of where he's at. Not saying that he can't get better, not saying that he cannot improve, because I think he can. I think he does have the capabilities of doing that. But to expect for him to do that in his rookie season is going to be a tall task if he doesn't already have it. Whereas the reports of Jack Bech in training camp is that he's giving every corner of the business. As soon as pads came on, Jack Bech came to the billing. And that's why I believed, even before training camp started, that Jack Bech was ready to go. And another reason, as I continue to talk about this, as to why I believe Jack Bech needs to be on the opposite side of Jakobi Meyers. So if you ask me, if you ask me who would be our 3 wide receivers, it would be Jakobi Meyers, Trey Tucker in the slot, and Jack Bech. And yes, you can throw, like I said, you can throw Dante Thornton. Don't hear me clearly. So I know some of you guys is like, what the heck is Raider Twuan talking about? Hear me clearly. I'm not saying that Dante Thornton does not have a place on this team. I'm not saying that he's not one of those guys that you can put him, in rotation. And I don't mind him being sprinkled in with Trey Tucker everyone, switching Trey Tucker and Dante Thornton every once in a while in that slot spot. Or however they want to line them up. But I believe that Jack Bech is really that guy. I'm not saying he's the 2.0 of, hear me of this. But when I watch Jack Bech, he reminds me of a young Jordy Nelson, a reliable guy for a good wide receiver. Reminds me of a Puka Nacua, a reliable receiver for a quarterback. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think it would benefit us to have him sit in the bench. Just because of some circumstance or the hype. So you guys, hey, let me know how you guys feel about it. I know some of you guys are going to disagree with me. Some of you guys may feel like I'm crazy, but I'm giving you my Raider gospel on what I see and how I see this team could benefit. I think Jack Bech needs a lot more hype and a lot more respect to his game. And to be honest with you, it might have been, and I'll put this out here, it might have been because of him being a second rounder and the whole contract things that came along with that, where Jack Bech was in the building, but technically wasn't signed and all that stuff. I'm glad that that's been squared away, and I'm glad that he's officially out there for us. And it's just ironic that as soon as he got signed, that's when Jack Bech really started, showing himself. And maybe the beat writers and someone's gonna have to help me out on that. Maybe they couldn't necessarily write about Jack Bech because of him not technically being officially signed to the team. But we'll see how things go this early in training camp. We haven't even got to our first game yet, which I'm so excited to see our first game. I know we had the little scrimmage, and that was good to see, and all the content that came from that, and all the things we saw from that. But I'm excited for I believe was it next week? Yeah, next week we'll have a game, and we'll see what these guys do. But hey, I'm gonna get in the comment section and see what you guys got. You know what I'm saying? This could be a long live. This could be a short live. This is going to be all up to you guys. I want to hear your Raider gospel. And again, I may agree. I may not I may disagree, and that's okay. But again, there will be a time, and I know down the line, you guys be like, hey, Raider Twuan said so-and-so, and he was right, or Raider Twuan says so-and-so and he was wrong. Okay. I'm going to stand on mine. And we'll see who's right and who's wrong. and not in a bad or negative way. It's not like, unless you come at me crazy, because there's been times where people have come to me, with their take, and was very disrespectful. And I just kept my receipt. And when that time came, I definitely put a little more, a little extra on it, because you came at me a little extra. All right. Hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Get it going over here at Raider Twuan and the congregation. Billy Davis is in the building. I see you. I already read your comment. Tragedy turned triumph is in the building. He asked the question, so is Bech starter in preseason? I already answered that question. I think he is a starter in preseason, but I also believe that he should be a starter come week 1. Yeah, no, and that's it. The only person that I think, be honest with you, and it's not just with Jack Bech, it's with all our wide receivers. I think, to be honest with you, I think Jacoby might have some limited snaps. Because he's really, honestly, he's the only real vet in our room. You know what I'm saying? They might give Trey Tucker some burn. Definitely. But everybody else is young. Dante Thornton, Jack Bech, Alex Bachman. You know what I'm saying? And those are just guys right now on top of my head, wide receiver wise. But, you know, we're really, really young at wide receiver. So whatever reps that we can get, whether it's in practice or in preseason, I'm fine if they run everybody besides Jacoby at wide receiver. And I think they will. I don't think there's really, like I said, I don't think there's anybody in the wide receiver room right now that they could technically, you know, have to put on ice or going to put on ice. He's been on the back worker since his draft. I knew Thornton was better. Okay. I disagree with you on that. But like I said, we will see. We will see. I don't think, and how can I say this? I think, again, I think Thornton has things that you can bring to that. Thornton has things that he could bring to the table in week one. But if you ask me who is the overall better wide receiver, I would say Jack Bech. I would say Jack Bech is the better wide receiver overall. Honestly, I like I like to see all the wide receivers. Like I said, I'm fine with Jacoby. Jacoby, you can sit. You know what I'm saying? Wear your jersey. You know what I'm saying? Be on the field. You know what I'm saying? You know, shake hands. You know what I'm saying? Kiss the babies. Sign some autographs. You know what I'm saying? Do all that. And be ready for the season. In my opinion, in regards to Jacoby Myers. But everybody else, let's run them. Let's get them ready. Because that room is young. Jacoby's young. But, you know, he's technically the vet in that room. Thornton is a better than Bash, hands down, bro. He blocks speed, hands, height, route running. He scares defenders. I'm not sure about a few things on this thing. I'm not sure about his route running. If his route running was better, he would beat people in one-on-ones, and he's not beating people one-on-ones in camp. Jack Bech has better hands. Reports have gone out that Thornton has been dropping some balls at camp. And some reporters have said, in regards to Thornton, they've used the alligator arm situation. So, and again, I'm not talking that. I really am not trying to talk that down on Dante Thornton, because I think he does have talent, but I disagree. Trotty said, Black, there's a reason why Bech is at, and that's it. And that's his Raider gospel there. Shout out to Lakers in 5. If you are a Lakers fan, you need to subscribe to Lakers in 5. Simple as that. Simple as that. All right. Shout out to Lakers in 5 and the crew over at Lakers in 5. I looked at Tennessee. I've looked at Oregon. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those ones that rolls, with the narrative. I wasn't really completely happy with his route running, even at Oregon. And that's that. He doesn't care. Yeah, he doesn't care. And best man wins. Best man plays to what you said. Yeah, he doesn't care about that. We already know that he's willing to play the rookies. And like I said, we'll see. And what makes it difficult is, or I would say it would be even a closer debate, right? If Dante Thornton and Jack Bech were asked the same things to do. Okay? But they're not. Jack Bech is not going to be asked to stretch the field. There may be some routes where he does run a deeper route or whatever to clear something out or whatever that may be, but it's not like he's not out there solely to be a deep threat. One may be looked at as a one-trick pony, and the other one may be a versatile wide receiver when it's all said and done. And we'll see how that all pans out. Their careers may switch. I think if Dante Thornton again, and these are reports that are coming out of camp. These are guys, reporters that are actually watching, these things happening at camp. And if Dante Thornton can't beat one-on-ones, then he's going to struggle overall as wide receiver. That's just the one-on-ones is a step up or a step leading into the team to the teamwork. The one-on-ones will actually let you know what a wide receiver really is versus collectively on the team. Right? If I have, for an example, if I have Tyreek Hill stretching, stretching the defense. Does that mean I got open underneath? Or was that because of Tyreek Hill drawing the defense that allowed for me to be open? That's what one-on-ones will tell you. Because the only one that can beat you is you in one-on-ones. Of course, the corner is there to be opposition, but when you beat someone in one-on-ones and catch that ball, it's because you ran that route and you beat that corner off that release and got him in either in good body position to where you can catch the ball. That was on you as a wide receiver, not because someone else, on the opposite side of the field or someone in the slot, made it open for you. So, I understand that this live may not be liked, and that's perfectly fine. But I'm here to give you guys what I'm seeing and what I believe in regards to who we have on this roster. Let's see. If you guys got a question on the topic, definitely put it in the chat. If you guys got anything else, I'll answer those too. Because I know I haven't been on for a while, so I'm here for that. Charlie had a question. How do you feel about Jackson Power? I'm gonna say JPJ playing second string. If you think they will rest, I feel we'll see him at center in second string. I think, to be honest with you, I was one of the ones that said I wanted Jackson Powers Johnson to be our center, and to stay at center. I think there's some benefits when you have a rookie player and you're not moving him back and forth, similar to what was done to Cleveland Farrell, similarly to what they're trying to do with Tyree. I think there's a slow in production when you have a rookie and you're moving him around trying to make him do multiple things as a young player. I think there's a benefit having JPJ there at center. But I will say, I hope they figure out what they're trying to do ultimately with our offensive line. Because the one thing that I don't want to see is that we're playing musical chairs in week 1. Like we did with McDaniels. I hated that. I really did. And I hate the fact that, that we had to go through that, because I think that's where our, that's where we didn't benefit offensively, because that offensive line didn't gel, because What five? What five? Oh, we got this five today. Oh no, we got that five today. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just a mess before the mess. And one of the groups, because there's a few groups that have that play better when they've been playing together. And that's the O-line. And the other one is it is the secondary. When those two offensive groups or those two rooms are together, where everybody knows what position they play, when everybody knows what role they play, they ultimately play better. You can flip and swap on D-line. You can flip and swap even at linebacker. You can flip and swap at tight end. But there's a difference when you have a solid offensive line where all five pieces know what they're doing, have their role, and they're moving forward. Or that secondary where that corners know what they need to do and those safeties know what they're doing and they're moving forward. Along with, that slot if they need that slot or however they want to, dime, nickel, however they need to line that up. So hopefully with this O-line, they can get it to where it's five guys and they've been playing with each other, knowing what each other does, what everybody, I know the guy needs this, so I'm going to help him out so that they can be as one solid unit. So that's ultimately how I feel about JPJ. I hope they just figure it out. And I have to trust, shout out to Detroit God, I have to trust that whatever five is out there is the best five. But I hope even that best five is the best unified five. Shout out Detroit God in the building. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. All right? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Because we're on our way to 500 subscribers. Okay? And some of you guys have been watching. Some of you guys have had your comments read. Some of y'all have been shouted out and have not hit that subscribe button. So go ahead and do that. So you can do this.
Welcome to the dark side.
Going up.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the congregation. All right? For sure, hit that subscribe button. All right. See what else you guys got in the comment section. Trust the process, brother. Hey. Hey, that's that's what we gotta do is, we gotta, trust the process. of these guys. Like I said, I believe in these guys. I believe we have the right coaching staff. It's just hoping these guys put it together. Putting it together. Hey, Detroit, I'm not going to put your comment up, but I get what you're saying about the elevator. To be honest, I'll tell you right now, my thing in elevators is, I will literally, like, if it's a crowded situation, I'll just go ahead and get in. You know what I'm saying? I'll go ahead and sardine up. But if it's like, me, and then there's like somebody else, I'll literally let them go and wait for the next one and ride by myself in the elevator. Most of the time, I'm not really in a rush to get to where I need to get to anyway. So if I push the button to get on the elevator and then all of a sudden somebody comes with their kids or, and they got a whole bunch of, people, like, go ahead and go. I'll wait for, and they be like, come on. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Go ahead. And I'll wait for the next one. Because I've been kind of loose on the germ situation, but I'm still on the germs. You know what I'm saying? That's just one of my little pet peeves about the elevator. But yeah, yeah. I'll say this. Hey, I've been and for those that have been concerned, I'm still planning to do a 3rd year anniversary for the channel. Last week wasn't good for me. On a lot of things. It just wasn't good, and I'm still going through some things right now. But I have enough strength to get on channel, and that's why you see me today. So there are some things with my health that I'm dealing with, and that's that. So if you don't see me around, most likely, like if I tell you I'm going to be somewhere and I am not there, it's because of my health. And I have to navigate that, and I have to work that whenever I can, how I can, and all of that. So the reason why you guys didn't see me last week and all the stuff that I was planning to bring out was because of my health not doing well. And I'm still, like I said, I'm still working some things out. I'm still dealing with some things with my health. So those that are concerned, keep me, I try to keep it honest with you guys. Please keep me in your prayers. I know that some of you guys do already, and I appreciate that. But please keep me in your prayers regarding my health and this channel. I love what I do in regards to YouTube. I know I'm not the best at it. I know I don't have all the subscribers. I don't have all the, all the means to do what other channels are doing. Financially, I'm doing the best that I can with what I have for you guys. So please keep me in your prayer. If you don't see me around, you guys know I have my IG. You know what I'm saying? Please reach out to me. Send me a message. Say, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I missed you, or whatever, whatever you guys want to say. Just reach out to me. It you don't know how much that helps me when I do have people, message me and say, hey, I'm just checking on you. How you doing? Is everything okay with you? That means a lot to me. You guys don't even understand how much that means to me. So please, if you have that feeling, check on me. Because some days are easy and some days are not. And that's that. All right. Appreciate you, Detroit. Appreciate you, Detroit. That means a lot to me. It really does. Appreciate you on that one. But yeah, that's that. And I didn't want you to hear it from anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because we know people like to spread rumors and spread, false things that I have to go correct and put people in their place, and I have videos on that. Yeah, that's what's been going on lately. So with that being said, I thank you. I appreciate you guys. I wish I would have had put that. Did I put the graphic in there? No, I haven't put the graphic up yet. I have not put it in yet. Raider Twuan has been here for 3 years of content for the Las Vegas Raiders and content for you guys. And it wouldn't have been impossible without you guys. Liking, subscribing, hitting that button, comment section, all that stuff. Everything you guys have been doing for the 3 years. I appreciate you. And again, my desire is to do a live to celebrate 3 years of content. That day I will have people pulling up, and you guys can share your thoughts or maybe a memory of what has happened in those 3 years, because a lot has happened in those 3 years of Raiders content. But I appreciate you guys, and we'll be doing that in the near future. Again, here's a way that you can get some positive text message to you on a daily. Text to word connect. Connect, CONNECT. to phone number 510-345-1060. Okay, text the word connect to 510-345-1660. Okay, that's how you gonna get that. Okay. Also, here at Raider Twuan, we don't have super chats, but this is how you can be a super supporter of the channel by Venmo at TwanTwan, TWUAN, and then also Cash App, $, Twan, TWUAN, okay, $, Twan, TWUAN on Cash App. So if you want to be a super supporter to the channel, that is how you do that. And again, all funds are appreciated, not expected, but appreciated. Here at Raider Twuan, we are advocates for being an organ donor. So please be an organ donor, okay? That is always down in the description of all my videos and all my lives. So you can get that information. Please be an organ donor, okay? You don't know how many people you can help. You don't know how you can be a blessing to me or someone else by being an organ donor, okay? Go ahead and hit that like button.
Fucking Stizan. Twuan, hey Twuan, hit that like button. Why? Because I like you.
And remember, you're a blessing. Be a blessing to someone else. And let's go, Raiders.
Today is a day when our heroes of the past become our legends of the future. Time never really stops for the great ones. We wrap them in a cloak of immortality and remember what great people they were. To recognize you, Virginia Man, his sons Mike and Joey, they were a football family, so that John could pursue his dreams. Tonight the Twins in on the road, and a tribute to Jack Bech and Al Jacobs. We declare that the fire that burns the brightest in the Raiders organization is the will to win. Ladies and gentlemen, the Madden family.
John
Hey, Raider Twuan here. You must watch one of my videos or lives. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and it's right there. Or if you want to watch one of my videos, watch it right there. And let's go, Raiders.